Hello, my name is Pablo, I'm a game designer, and these are a few things that I really enjoyed about the design of Sea of Stars. I really like that enemies are placed in the world. This has been seen in other games, particularly Chrono Trigger is clearly a big inspiration, but I think it really works to kind of ground the world and make it seem like it's lived in. Positioning of enemies actually matters, so for example here, I tried to do an AoE attack on these two enemies, but because they're far apart, I cannot hit them. But if I move the enemy near the other one, now I can hit them both with the AoE attack. They have a really cool combo system. Whenever I hit an enemy, basically you get these little sparks, and you can use those sparks to empower your next action. This adds strategic depth to the combat because sometimes you're deciding if you're building combo or if you want to spend combo. You can only build up to 3 combos, so you don't want to waste it, but also you want to save it for whenever you're going to do a big attack or a big ability, something like that. I don't know about you, but whenever I play RPGs, I tend to save all my items for that one big fight that then never comes, and I end the game with 300 healing potions that I could have used along the way. The way Sea of Stars addresses this is by having a limit on how many items you can have. You can either craft these items or you can find them in the world. Whenever you find one in the world, if you're already at your limit, basically they'll go to waste, and that incentivizes you to be using them pretty freely and not feel compelled to hoard them. They have a timed attack system very similar to Super Mario RPG, wherever you press the button at the right time you'll deal extra damage or you'll receive less damage yourself. In Super Mario RPG they abstract a lot of those timings into mini games that are pretty easy to read, whereas in here they keep everything diegetic. So for example here I'm pressing the timing of this boomerang and I'll keep on bouncing it until I fail the timing. The timing windows can be a little harder to discern because it's not abstracted to a minigame, but by keeping it diegetic, it can feel way more tactile when you're hitting those timings. I really enjoyed the level design of Sea of Stars. In a lot of isometric games, it can feel like the levels are just an A to B with encounters spread around, maybe a hidden chest over here or something like that. But the way they did in Sea of Stars, there's more to it. Basically, when you're navigating the level, you're not just walking from one point to the other, you're generally having to look around and see how you're going to traverse through the level. It's not complicated, it reads really well, but it's enough to just keep you engaged and actually look at the level and try to think how you're going to cross it. So when you see this chest, you got to think, how am I going to get to it? Once you cross to that, then you see another point, in this case a little door above it, and then you have to think, okay, how am I going to navigate to that space? And it's not complicated, you just got to backtrack a little bit and find your way, but it's enough for you to be always kind of paying attention to how the level works and engage with it and not just kind of pass by it. These are just a handful of things that I really enjoyed about Sea of Stars. There's a lot to this game, it's a fantastic game, highly recommend you try it out. Adios.